guys, it is Ty and welcome or welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to be making dinner in the evening and afternoon time. It is currently Sunday, I believe it's September 26th. Regardless of when you're watching this, I hope you guys are having a great day and enjoying your weekend, as well as preparing yourself for the weather, depending on like when you're watching this or just in general. If you're watching it today and this evening, I hope you guys are staying hydrated, and as well as follow me on my Instagram and Twitter at Ty_Bold to stay up to date to see further content if you're interested in cooking, lifestyle, or just getting to know me personally. So that being said, we're going to be making some fried chicken, some white rice, and some macaroni on the stovetop. Put a little bit of razzle dazzle. So let's go ahead and get downstairs and get started. As you guys know, I'm all about presentation. I like to have everything prepped already, so therefore when it comes to cooking, I can just turn on the oven, preheat the stove, boil the water, and add the ingredients. So we have everything prepared from actually what we're going to be putting it in once it's all done and cooked, and actually what we're using. So first things first, you guys know I like to make the dishes convenient in cooking and cleaning. I like to clean as I go and not have a lot. So these are all of the utensils, from spoons and tongs, that we're going to be using to cook our chicken, to stir our rice, and to make our stovetop macaroni. And then this is what we'll place it in. It will be done at the end of the video nicely. So this is what I'm going to be actually putting our chicken in. I just rinsed this out. I do want to wear gloves ever since I started cooking more and cleaning. Like when it comes to cooking and cleaning, I feel like it's really important to use cooking gloves. These are ones that I have, don't judge me, but yes, when it comes to food, touching food now, I will be using gloves. And then we have our rice, and this is what we'll need for macaroni. So for our rice, it's going to be simple. You just get whatever kind of rice that you have. You can have plain rice, yellow rice, doesn't matter. This is the cup. You know, you want to use serving sizes, legit, but you guys know this is the cup. This is some simple rice. Now for our macaroni and cheese, you want to get some elbows. You want to get the noodles or whatever noodles that you have. It doesn't matter where you get them from. You're going to need some black pepper. You're going to need some extra sharp cheddar cheese. You're going to need some butter. And then you're going to need you some whole milk. Or you can get whatever kind of milk that you prefer. I just got this. So this is the milk. This is the ingredients that I'll be using for the macaroni. Next, for the actual chicken, you're going to need something to place your flour with. So this is going to be step 2. So this is step 1. This is what we're going to cut our chicken with. This is step 2. You got a cutting board, so you have a knife. This is the actual chicken we're going to be cleaning with. So once the chicken is clean in that big bowl, we use this bowl for our flour, our chicken. This part is a little confusing. And then you have your salt, and then apple cider vinegar to clean the chicken, and then actual all-purpose flour, and then you need some oil to cook it with. So we got oil to cook our food with, flour to fry it, apple cider vinegar, and then you want to use lime or lemon to clean the chicken. This is to clean the chicken with. The actual cutting board to cut the chicken with on. We're going to move that here. And like I said, the chicken that needs to be thawed out. Okay? And then for the seasoning is the best part. You got some Lawry's, a little bit of sea salt, a little bit of onion powder, a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of cooking chicken, a little bit of black pepper, and I'm going to add a little bit of some oregano. And then, of course, if anything changes, I'll add that. So here is the most important part. So as you all can see,
Okay, so now that we all know what to do, first things first is preparing your hands by washing them. You're going to get some soap and wash your hands for 30 to 60 seconds. And you want to get in between at a pace. You also want to make sure that after everything is prepared, you have some music playing in the background. It's optional, but if you guys know me, I cook and clean with music. It's just very therapeutic, and it just makes it more fun and an experience. So after that, go ahead, dry them off with your paper towel, 1 to however many you need. After your hands are nice and cleaned, we're going to go ahead and clean our chicken. So we have preparation, our music, and now our hands are sanitized. Now, when it comes to cooking and cleaning chicken, it is optional of what you use. I personally am just going to be using salt and some vinegar for the video, and I have the water on cool. What I want to suggest and advise is using any form of salt from Himalaya, pink salt, Epsom salt, sea salt, kosher salt, to using apple cider vinegar or regular vinegar. And sometimes I like to use lime or lemon, or majority of the time, I like to use lime and lemon, but I didn't have any, so that is just for the odor as well as any discharge or anything that you don't want. So after our chicken is clean, we are clean, our station is clean, it is time to flour and season it. So before we flour and season our chicken, I'm going to go ahead and put on some gloves, just because now I like to cook and clean with gloves on. It just makes it so much easier because you're not touching harsh chemicals or raw food. And I just personally am just very structured and sensitive to that type of stuff, so it's just convenient. So I'm going to show you guys the ingredients that I use to season the chicken, and you can want to do it from front to back, or you can all do it like at one time. Lastly, you could put the pieces individually. I ended up doing all three of those things as I was recording this and as I was making it, just because at first I wanted it to be one by one, but then I was like, okay, I could probably speed this up and get it over with. So you want to poke holes into your chicken because it gives it more flavor. I also want to recommend that you let your chicken marinate, and you want to marinate it from 8 to 24 hours if you really want to soak up all the flavor. But if you don't have that much time, at least 30 minutes at a minimum, up to 3 hours max within the same day. And that's the same thing when it comes to cleaning your chicken. I didn't show you all, but after you clean off your chicken with the discharge, any blood or any like feathers or whatever, you want to go ahead and let that sit in that water with the vinegar, the lime, and the lemon juice if you have all of that stuff, and the salt, for at least 10 minutes to an hour, because you want to clean off your chicken. Because another thing, if it's not already like thawed out, the chicken is raw, so you just want to make sure that you don't put it on the stove immediately. Like, some people clean the chicken, some don't. I'm always going to clean my chicken. I may not have all the tools that I need, but the salt and the vinegar will be enough. So after that, as you all can see, I'm going to go ahead and season them. So I have some garlic powder, I have onion powder, I have seasoning salt, kicking chicken, black pepper, oregano, and I think I'm missing something else, but in the next clip you guys will see, or towards the end of this clip, you will see the rest of the seasonings. Okay, so you want to let your chicken marinate for best results. So after you let your chicken marinate, I let mine marinate for almost an hour and 30 minutes because I did it the same day. Like I said, I suggest and advise if you want it to taste the best, you let it sit for 8 hours to 24 hours. That's anything when you're cooking. You always want to let it marinate. The longer it sits in, the more flavors you will see and taste. That's why my chicken looked the way it did. Y'all know it was real good. Today I made it a little bit more crispier. So after you let it marinate and you let it sit, we're gonna add our flour. You just get a bowl. Some people get a bag. It doesn't matter if you put it in a bowl, a plate, uh, a box. It does matter. Not a box, but whatever you could cook your chicken in. So don't mind me. After you coat it, you're going to flip it over on each side and you want to pat it down like you're air drying. So you just pat it down and make sure that it's coated from front to back. And it's optional, but I season my flour as well. You don't have to do that. If so, you just want to make sure that you have all the seasonings and ingredients that you put in your chicken into the flour and do that front to back. And in my previous video, I showed you guys how to use the mustard. Today, I didn't use the mustard. So I don't think I had any. And if so, it wasn't until afterwards that I realized. So this is a home-schooled fried chicken. I may have to make another one with buttermilk because there's a lot of ways you can make chicken based off the actual ingredients that you're using. So make sure you just coat your chicken front to back with some all-purpose flour. And once again, as you guys can see, I have on my gloves. That is optional. And like I said, you cook your chicken in a box, a pan, a bowl, a plate, or old school, a baggie. Old schoolers, they put it in a Ziploc bag or some form of bag and shake it up. And just make sure that it's coated because once you put it in the grease or the oil, whatever you're using, your batter, it is going to fall off. That's why most people like to put enough so where it sticks. And that is the outer part that makes it nice and crispy in the texture of the skin of the chicken. So as you guys can see, I'm currently working on the macaroni. So what I did was boil some water into a pot and pan and I let that boil for at least 5 to 10 minutes. After the water was done boiling, I went to pour in the noodles. So you're going to take your noodles that you have and pour that in your pot and pan once it comes to a full completion of a certain temperature or a certain amount of bubbles. And you're going to let that cook for 8 to 10 minutes. So once you cook your noodles, as you guys can see, I went to the kitchen sink and I strained them and I drained anything that was not needed. And I started to make the sauce. So once you drain your noodles, you can leave them there or you can put them back in the pot and pan. It is up to you. And I'm making the sauce for the macaroni because I'm not baking it. So what you're going to need is some milk. You're going to need some salt, some pepper, and you're going to need some sharp cheddar cheese. Now, of course, you can grate this or you can already get it bought like that, but I personally just decided to cut and slice up. It is optional, and I'm not going to lie, you guys, it is a little bit in the evening of the same day as I'm doing this voiceover, so I am getting a little bit sleepy and I am a little tired, so I'm trying my best to stay still and go through this part. But I'm not gonna lie, the macaroni wasn't bad, but because I was tired in the video, I did not let it sit for however long I needed to. I literally just threw the noodles on top. So when it comes to making your sauce, you want to make the sauce sit for at least 8 to 10 minutes, or creamy until like it's a runny dressing type. You can literally put on your noodles. I don't know if this part makes sense, you guys. I'm about to cut it off and end the rest of this video because I am tired.